Our practice areas are predominantly what I would classify as general civil litigation, primarily dealing with business issues, breach of contract, fraud, franchises, just about anything you can think of in the business arena. So I would say in the litigation that we deal with is the litigation that arises out of business transactions between people. We don't do family law. We don't do criminal law. So we try to stay within a particular area, but I would call it general civil litigation. When the economy collapsed in 2008, 5 or 6 cases a month exploded into 5 or 6 cases a day. So it's one of those areas of practice that you never really expected to be involved in, but suddenly it's blown up in your face, quite literally. So we still maintain a bankruptcy arena. We have an associate who is dedicated exclusively to working and managing the bankruptcy cases subject to our supervision.
That now has kind of stopped. And now over the last 5 to 7 years since the bankruptcy stuff started to slow down, and now you find yourself once again dealing with the more complex commercial disputes between businesses and business owners, and sometimes just individuals. Business owners that we see and the businesses we represent, it really, everything from air freight companies to real estate companies to real estate developers to residential realtors to manufacturers of products to other professionals, doctors as clients, lawyers as clients, even had judges as clients. The only city that I think I've never really walked into the courthouse is Tallahassee. Jacksonville, Orlando, of course, all the surrounding counties of Orlando, rural and otherwise. Tampa, practiced quite a bit in Miami, and in Fort Lauderdale. I'm currently licensed in the federal courts in the Middle District of Florida, the Southern District of Florida, the 11th Circuit. I'm a member of the Florida Bar. I can practice in every state court in the state of Florida, including the Florida Supreme Court. I've argued at the appellate level in Atlanta, at the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, which is in the Court of Appeals system, is the second highest court to the Supreme Court of the United States. So I feel very comfortable in a courtroom. I've been in pretty much all of them, and I've pretty much seen every type of judge you can see, from the nice ones to the mean ones to the ordinary ones to the ones that are having a bad day to the ones that are having a good day. And one of the interesting things at our law firm is our last name is Lanigan. That's an Irish name. People are often surprised to know that both my father and I are multilingual. We both speak and understand Spanish. We also have a lawyer in the firm who speaks Spanish, Portuguese, French, and English. We have a complex immigration practice, everything from an E-1 visa all the way down to an L visa. We routinely organize Latin American companies. I personally have both litigated for Latin American companies and set up Latin American companies, set up American divisions of Latin American companies from Venezuela, Colombia, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama, and Argentina, and Chile. So we have I'm routinely in South America on business, anywhere from Medellin to Guatemala City, and I'm routinely in Miami for that purpose. Most of my Latin American clients have their American presence there. Unusual thing for two gringos to have a Latin practice, but it just happened that way. Miami is and Orlando are quickly becoming the doorway to America for Latins and Latin American companies. So, as a matter of fact, you really don't have to do that much travel. Most of my Latin clients are here because we got them here. How? Through investor visa program.